Hi everybody, I'm doing this video as a sort of way of apology really, because on Friday I was doing Facebook Live for Craftstash, and unfortunately, although I made it up to Manchester, my suitcase didn't. It stayed in London, and so all my demo materials, all my pens for actually doing my samples with, everything, including my glasses, was left behind. So I cobbled together a show, but it wasn't anywhere near what I was planning to show and share with you. So I'm going to talk you through some examples now in this video, and then I'm going to do another video with a little demo just for you as a way of saying I'm sorry and please forgive me for it not being as I planned. So let me just explain very briefly what we were going to talk about in the show. We were going to look at the world's first colour blending fine liner from Chameleon, the only fine liner in the world that will actually blend with the pen. So we were going to be doing that for you, as well as some Colourtop examples and hopefully lots of samples to share as well. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to explain a little bit about the fine liners, and then we're going to show you some examples. So let's talk about the fine liner pens. These are the pens. As you can see, I store mine upside down, so they are ready to go every time I want to use them. And they come in 48 different colours, which means you can get over 1,128 different colour combinations just by hopping the top from different pens. Now the colours you're going to be getting, you can see here, we've got everything from the pinks to the reds, to the yellows, to the greens, to the blues, to the violets, to your skin tones, to the browns, the greys and the blacks. Now you may have noticed that these colour references actually marry up with those on our Chameleon alcohol pens, and these pens have been designed not only to work with our alcohol pens but also to complement them from a colour perspective. But what does a fine liner do? Well, everyone knows what a fine liner does. It does a fine line, but it can do so much more. So that's what I want to show you today. We're going to show you that you can actually use the pen, and by swapping a different colour top, so I can take a yellow pen and I can take a purple top, and I can put the purple top on my yellow pen, and I can go from purple to yellow in one easy step. Now, how is that possible? Well, we've shrunk the alcohol pen technology down into this artist quality fine liner for you. Now, the pen actually has a 0.3mm Japanese nib on it, and there is ink in the pen and also ink in the lid. So when you're actually popping the lid on, it's transferring colour into that nib. Now you don't need to leave it very long, no more than 30 seconds. In fact, we'd say just a second or two. And let me show you some examples of what a second can do. So you can see here, I've just written out some things here, and you can see I can go from a blue to a pink, from a red to a yellow. I mean, look how amazing those blends are. The transition, there's no lines, just beautiful, beautiful colour changes. So this is going to be great for everyone if you work in an office and want to add a little bit of spice to your day, or if you're a student and you're studying and you want to make your revision a little bit more interesting, or your study notes a little bit more exciting, then these are for you. But not just for that. They're for Zentanglers, they're for doodlers, they're for stampers, they're for journalers, for Bible journalers, they're for artists. They are literally for everybody. So I really want to show you now some examples of what you can do with them. So let me start off by showing you some line art. We have some pieces here, and you can see here, if I can bring that up close to the camera, that is fine liners that have been blended in just lines to create this artwork here. And we have another one here with the most gorgeous waterfall effect on there for you. Then we have some sort of Zentangle type patterns coming along here with some line art. But not just line art. Think of, if you're doing your wedding menus or anything, just think of making it super colourful. Match it to your bridesmaids' dresses and all your bits and pieces. So you can do sort of coloured writing on here. You can do your menus. Look how cool that is with all the gorgeous patterning around the edges there. And see how lovely those colours just blend from one to another. And then if you're into modern lettering, a bit like the magazine that Lou Collins has recently brought out, why not use your fine liners? Look at this pointillism effect around this lettering here. And then you can see here these gorgeous modern different lettering techniques that have been applied. And on this example, not only can you see the lettering, but you can see how it's been used to get different techniques for shading, for colouring in different areas. But again, it's not just for letterers, it's for artists as well. And now I'm just going to show you some amazing artwork. This hair has been created using the Chameleon fine liner pens. See how beautifully the hair has been done, how they've gone from the blues to the turquoises to the reds seamlessly with that fine liner pen. So if you're an artist, you really can get some amazing results with these pens. So you can see here, look at the cross hatching on the face of this girl. See how cool that is. All done with fine liner pens. So there really is no end to the possibilities of what you can achieve with these pens. And just to prove that, I have one example here done by a lady called Elizabeth. And this has been done purely with fine liner pens. How incredible is that? I'm just going to go a little bit closer in here. You can see all the individual lines there, all the cross hatching. I'm trying to hold it steady for you so you can see. But that has all been created using the fine liner pens. But it's not just for that, there's other things as well. And let me show you some more examples. So we mentioned that you can use them for doodling. So here are some examples. Here's a little thing maybe for your husband's lunchbox, just to let him know that you still love him. I've done a little doodle here, and I've actually used a water brush to pull in the colour down the side here on my little hearts. So they are water reactive as well as being a dry safe water-based ink. You can also use them to do like a little card with a little note on there. And again, I've outlined my flowers and then pulled the colour in using my water brush from my fine liner pen. And just a little bit more doodling here, sort of multiple colours, just playing, seeing what they can do. But not just for doodling. The nibs are so strong on these and they're not going to bend. I've used them on this canvas here. And again, you can see the pointillism effect here. It really does work beautifully. All the blending in there has been done using the Chameleon fine liner pens. I've even used them on a little piece of wood, and we have here, you can't have a day without a mermaid, can you? Can you see that? That lovely little mermaid, her tail, everything has been coloured using the Chameleon fine liner pens. If you're into your card making, let's share a few examples here. So you can see that the background here, the writing and also the patterning on this side has all been done using the fine liner pens to get that gorgeous effect. Why not add it to your balloons, make your string? You can see here that someone has written their little messages using the fine liner pens, going from one colour to another on there. Or even just your sentiment on the front of your card. You can see that they're perfect for adding that little bit of personalisation. If you have the Chameleon colour cards at all, use them to get into those finer areas. Use them to literally get into those really tiny areas to colour in. And you don't have to do solid colouring. You can do lines, you can do doodles, you can do dots. There's so many examples, and you can see here we've actually used it to write the sentiment in a two-tone effect on there. So we've got lots of examples here using the Chameleon colour cards. Now, how many of you remember Spirograph? Oh my goodness, I just loved that as a kid. So here I've done a Spirograph flower using my Chameleon fine liner pens, and I've used the Spirograph in a traditional way here with the pens to get like a red and a yellow. So I've used a yellow pen with a red top there, And then I've used a yellow pen with a green top to create these leaves as well. So if you've got small stamps, you know, the ones with the really fiddly little details in them, and you've got to try and get into those tiny spaces, fine liners are perfect for that too. So you can see we've done that there, and we've actually blended there with those. Now this is one of the Elizabeth Crafts designs here that is for journaling, and I've just used that to add a splash of colour. Now when you're colouring in, you can use them, as we said before, for sort of doodling, you can use them for your sentiments, and you can even use them with the watercolour. You can see these balloons here have been outlined and then watercoloured using the fine liner pens. And this is a penny black image here, and you can see the bear as well. We've just coloured his fur in by just using the brown pen with a fawn colour top on the top. So again, some more penny black examples here. So I coloured in the tree and the deer and the grass. I mean, the grass is so easy to do with a fine liner. Just get one light colour green and pop a couple of different coloured dark green colour tops on, and you can find that you can get all those different tones. We have another example here, and we've just used cross hatching and little scribbles to colour in our bear and our parcel. Another penny black one there for you. And then we have things like this bird. And you can see here I've used the fine liner. Can you see that, with the little tiny lines to actually show how you can colour in the image. This whole thing was coloured using chameleon fine liners. Why not use something like Ink on 3, fade out ink, and stamp your image and then go over it? Another penny black image here. And this one, I hopped multiple tops. So you don't have to just hop one top. You can do several different ones in a go. And I did this gorgeous rainbow effect by hopping multiple tops, and also my border, all done with my chameleon fine liner pens. Again, a little autumn tree. Well, I say autumn tree. This is more like the plants at home, because I kill plants. So for some reason, I can't keep house plants, and they all end up like this with the leaves on the ground. So I thought this was apt for me. So we have another example here, and you can see that I've used the line effect to actually colour my bird in. Everything on here was coloured using the fine liners. Even stamp a ghost image and then go over it with your sentiment so that you can get a multiple colour sentiment on there. So you can use that. And if you're not into card making, don't discount it, because let the postie have a bit of fun. Do your addresses in multiple colours. Write your sentiments in your shop bought cards in multiple colours. See how cool and easy it can be. Briefly touched on Zentangle, but I wanted to show you some examples here of Zentangle that has been done. And this was done by somebody called Kay Aitken. So you can see how gorgeous these designs are. And we have here a gorgeous bookmark here that's been created. We have some more Zentangle cards here. So you can see how beautiful, and see how the colours, I just want you to just look and see how gorgeous those colours are with the fine liners, how they transition and blend. And you can see here she's started one here with all the different shades, and even like a little journal note sort of tab on here as well. So talking of journaling, let's take that and let's have a little look here. She's also done this gorgeous little journal page here, and you can see everything from the little writing. Can you see how it goes from blue to green, and all the edging around here, the sort of little bits around the edge of the holes. So much stuff that's been done there using the chameleon fine liner pens. And you know, make your journals more colourful. Just write everything in super colour. And this is one of the Elizabeth Crafts dies that's been used here in some of their stamps for journaling. And then we have an example here that we've also had done, showing you how they can look once you add in all that colouring using the chameleon fine liners. And I've got a few more examples here to show you. So this one, I actually did the writing, and a little tip here, I'm not very good at this sort of thing here. So I've got a cheat for you. What I did was I got a light box, I printed out the words, I then traced it using my Chameleon fine liner pens, and hey presto, I have a good result. So tip there for those of you that aren't into your lettering or find that you just can't do it. So, and you can see here we've got some examples here where we've done some little bits of lettering here, some little scribble colour outs. These are just my own little notes. And then, hey girl, you rock. So we have some pointillism, some ordinary writing, and also some stitching and some flowers, all done again with the fine liner pens. And you know, don't forget you can use it when you're doodling. How many of you doodle when you're on the phone? Have colourful doodles now. So have colour blended doodles is what I say. So there's a few examples there for you. Now, I also wanted to share some of the samples of things that I was going to do with the colour tops, and so I've got a few more bits for you to share. So this is the clip book that comes with 3 Chameleon alcohol pens and 2 colour tops, and you can personalise your front cover. I've stamped this one ready to actually colour in, but I haven't got round to it yet because it's a new book that I've started working on. And you can see here, I was actually going to do this demo for you in the show. I was going to show you how to do this and how to get the patterning on there. So the clip book comes with all different types of pages in there. I also wanted to show you how the colour tops work. So this is the Chameleon alcohol pens with the colour tops. And you can see how beautifully the colour tops actually blend to give you those gorgeous tones. We've got some more examples in here of Elizabeth Craft dies using the fine liners to get lovely subtle changes of colours in, from reds to pinks in there. And this is what I was going to demo for you as well in the show using the colour tops. What else have we got? Oh, we've got another colour top example here. So this is one of the pink ink designs. So I did a turtley awesome page, and again, if I'd had time, I was going to share that with you. So you can see that's all using the Chameleon pens along with the colour tops. So we had lots to share with you on the day, so I do apologise that we didn't get to do it, all because my suitcase didn't make it. So I will do you a video and catch up with you later. So thanks for listening to me waffle away for goodness knows how long. And I do apologise again for doing such a dreadful Facebook Live, and hopefully this will make up for it. So all that remains to say is thank you for staying with me to go through all these samples, and don't forget to look out for the demonstration video that I'll be posting shortly.